Are you ready to dash into danger and be the ultimate tank on the battlefield?
Welcome to Daggerheart's Guardian.
What's going on, YouTube? I'm the Mind Flayer Slayer.
And I'm Dr. DM, and we are back at it here with the Guardian. We're going to go through the full class and subclasses, let you know how it works, and stick around to the end because we're going to review these and let you know if they're a hope, a fear, or a critical hit.
If you're enjoying these videos, please remember to subscribe.
And let's get right into it.
The Guardian's domains are going to be Valor and Blade. Now, we are going to have a whole video series coming up about all of the different domains, but for now, keep those in mind, and they are going to be what you use to build this class.
And your starting evasion is 9, which is a little bit lower, but that's okay because you're going to be guarding up with heavy armor probably for this class. And your starting hit points is 7, which is on the high end, so you are going to be a tank through and through.
Absolutely. For your hope feature, you have Frontline Tank. Spend 3 hope to clear 2 armor slots.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very good because that's going to keep you in the battle. Armor slots are what you're using to reduce the damage coming in, and you already have so many hit points, you want to be up there taking all the aggro from the enemies, and this is going to help you do it.
And I can imagine building like this really cool character that has this enchanted armor of some kind, and like being able to viscerally describe all of the different like damage and scars and marks and things over the course of a campaign could be really, really fun.
I agree because in combat, they could have magical armor. Even if they don't, maybe they just have like extra mending things. They throw it on a plate here and just like magically seal it down or something.
That'd be so cool.
Very awesome, keeping you in the front line.
Yeah, for sure. For your class feature, you're gonna have Unstoppable. Once per long rest, you can become unstoppable. You gain an unstoppable die. At level 1, your unstoppable die is a D4. You're gonna place it on your character sheet in the space provided, and starting with 1 value facing up. After you make a damage roll that deals 1 or more hit points to a target, you're gonna increase your unstoppable die by a value of 1. When the die's value would exceed its maximum value, or when the scene ends, you can remove the die and drop out of Unstoppable. At 5th level, your unstoppable die is going to increase to a D6.
While unstoppable, you gain the following benefits. You reduce the severity of physical damage by 1 threshold, severe to major, major to minor, minor to none. On top of the fact you already have armor that can do this, so you can double up on this. So if you do take severe, you can take it all the way to minor. And then you're also clearing armor slots with your hope ability, which is fantastic. And you add the current value of your unstoppable die to your damage roll. This is fine. It's not a lot, but it can help you in a pinch.
Yeah, for sure. And you can't be restrained or made vulnerable. Okay.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, not being able to be affected by those sort of crippling status effects on the battlefield is going to make sure that you are up there and you keep going until the end of the fight.
And there's only, I think, 3 conditions in Daggerheart, so you're immune to a lot of stuff here as a Guardian, just straight up at level 1. This is a tremendous feature.
Absolutely. For your subclasses, as a Guardian, you're going to be choosing between Stalwart and Vengeance.
All right, let's start first with Stalwart.
You are going to play the Stalwart if you want to take heavy blows and keep fighting. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Your foundation feature is Unwavering. You gain a permanent +1 bonus to your damage thresholds.
Oh, I like this. Again, as I stated in the Druid video, having a bonus to both damage thresholds is very important compared to just one. That way you're kind of lowering the average damage you've taken across the board.
Absolutely. And you also have Iron Will. When you take physical damage, you can mark an additional armor slot to reduce the severity.
But this class is insane.
You're never going to get hit.
You're just lowering your threshold every time. There's so many ways you can do that. It's almost like a game within a game in this way within your Guardian to see how much damage you could not take.
Yeah, truly.
Yes.
For your specialization features, you have Unrelenting. You gain a permanent +2 bonus to your damage thresholds. This is insane.
This is so good.
It's so powerful.
It is. And I have read, actually, that doing a Guardian actually kind of skews the balance. If someone's a Guardian, your GM almost has to like plan around it. That's how powerful and tanky they are. Yeah. So if you want to be the tank, you cannot do better. This is the tank fantasy, the tank dream.
Absolutely.
So good.
And you have Partners in Arms. When an ally within very close range takes damage, you can mark an armor slot to reduce the severity by 1 damage threshold. So you're just like throwing your body in front of your allies to prevent them from being hit.
Or you have some kind of like magical shield you throw in front of somebody, or even just like your whole presence, your aura, like deflects damage.
Yeah, I can think of a really sort of kinky version of this character.
No, that's for another video on our OnlyFans. Let's talk about the mastery feature.
Undaunted, you gain a permanent +3
What?
to your damage threshold.
And really, at like tier 8, if you play a Galapagos, like the turtle, right, you can have your thresholds be so high, the chances of you taking like severe are going to be almost none, honestly. So, wow.
Loyal Protector, when an ally within close range has 2 or fewer hit points and would take damage, you can mark a stress to sprint to their side and take the damage instead. I'm telling you, this class likes being hit.
Hit me, step on me. This is really good. The fantasy here is the tank.
Yes.
And in that case, I'm going to give this a critical hit, I think, because it does exactly what you need it to do.
Yeah.
Which is not take damage, protect your allies. Wow, this is a great subclass.
Yeah, I think it's really good. For me, I don't know if I would go all the way to a critical hit. This is more of a hope for me because I think that it could get a little bit one note, if I'm being honest, but that's just personal preference. It's still very, very strong.
And next up, we have Vengeance.
Play the Vengeance if you want to strike down enemies who harm you or your allies.
I like this. Play the Vengeance.
Yes.
That's a subclass.
Yes, I love it. Foundation features at ease. You gain an additional stress slot.
Okay, pretty good.
Very solid. Revenge. When an adversary within melee range succeeds on an attack against you, you're going to mark 2 stress points, and you're going to force the attacker to mark a hit point.
Okay, that's not too bad. One hit point. I mean, if you look at the druid, the fire druid, that automatically does damage if something hits you without having to mark any stress or anything. Of course, that class is busted. But still, that's not a great trade-off, 2 stress. And 1 additional stress slot is not bad. It can save you like 1 level up point if you want to have more stress slots. And this subclass works around stress. But still, that's limited resource, and you don't want to go to the top of that.
Yeah.
So, because then you're taking more damage and you're vulnerable. So, that's not so bad for this particular class because you do have the unstoppable. It cancels out vulnerable. But still, I think this is a little bit too like fidgety, I think, right now for me.
I agree. For your specialization feature, you have Act of Reprisal. When an adversary damages an ally within melee range, you can gain a +1 bonus to your proficiency for the next successful attack you make against the adversary.
Too narrow.
It's
Way
too narrow, and it's also only for that next attack.
Yeah,
At your middle level, I wish this was a little bit more powerful.
Yeah, something like maybe when they take severe damage, you get it for your next turn or until the scene ends or something.
Yeah.
And just +1 bonus to proficiency isn't huge. It could be an extra depending on what your attack die is, 4 or 6 damage or 8. So it's so-so.
And for your mastery feature, you have Nemesis. Spend 2 hope to prioritize an adversary until your next rest. When you make an attack against your prioritized adversary, you can swap the results of your hope and fear die, and you can only prioritize 1 adversary at a time. Again, this is just not quite doing it for me. The mastery feature, I want to see it I want to see something that's really game-breaking.
Yeah, I don't see like the spirit of vengeance within this. Although this is a powerful ability, swapping your hope and fear is great to make sure your party can still get the spotlight and keep attacking. It is a powerful feature, especially against the boss, but it's not very thematic for this class. So this honestly doesn't say much in comparison to, for example, the previous subclass.
Yeah, I would agree. This is more of a fear overall.
This borders on a fear for me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But again, we still love all these classes and subclasses. It's very fun. So.
Yeah, they are really cool. And thank you so much for watching this video on The Guardian. We have way more Daggerheart content to come, so get ready for that.
Yes, and we are going to be doing an entire campaign in a Daggerheart setting that is a very well-known fantasy setting that you might have heard of before, but I'm gonna have to keep that under wraps just for now. So be excited because more Daggerheart is coming.
Yeah.
And
let's get your shields up and get to tanking.